Often find yourself manually adjusting row selections in Excel formulas to accommodate new values? What about drop-down lists? Do newly added values automatically appear in your list? If not, there's a simple solution that most Excel users aren't aware of: dynamic arrays with the hash operator. Let me show you how it works. To understand how dynamic arrays work, let's look at this small dataset containing the points of F1 drivers. Suppose we want to give each driver a 10-point bonus. Traditionally, we would start by adding 10 to the first cell using a simple formula, equals points plus 10. Then press enter. To apply this formula to all rows, we could drag it down manually or double-click the fill handle. However, with Excel's dynamic arrays, there's a much faster way. Instead of selecting just one cell, press Ctrl-Shift-Down to highlight the entire range, then add 10 to it. Excel will automatically apply the formula to all selected cells at once. This process is called spilling, and you'll recognize a dynamic array by the blue border around the results. Additionally, only the first cell contains the actual formula, while the rest appear grayed out. Many functions work seamlessly with dynamic arrays. One great example is the unique function. Suppose we want to extract a list of all unique teams from our dataset. To do this, we simply type equals unique, press the tab key to autocomplete, and then select the entire range of teams. You'll notice that Excel automatically applies the function across multiple rows, creating a dynamic array. Just like before, the results are surrounded by a blue border, and only the first cell contains the actual formula, while the rest are grayed out. Let's say we want to count the number of unique teams in our dataset. To do this, we can use the counta function. Instead of selecting a fixed range, we simply select the first value, such as Red Bull Racing, and then add the hash sign. The moment we do this, Excel automatically selects the entire spilled range. After pressing enter, the count updates dynamically. Now, if we add a new team, let's say Honda, Excel immediately updates the count to reflect the new total. This works because the hash operator dynamically extends the selection. However, if we were to manually select a fixed range, e.g. from H4 to H14, and enter the counta function, it would not automatically update when new data is added. For example, if we add Lamborghini alongside Williams, the manually selected count would remain unchanged, whereas the version using the hash operator updates instantly. Fortunately, Excel helps by automatically inserting the hash sign when we select a dynamic array. If we manually select the entire spilled range, Excel detects it and replaces the range reference with hashtag, ensuring the formula remains fully dynamic. This behavior applies to all dynamic array functions, including unique. Let's say we want to create a small dashboard, like the one shown here, where we can select a team and instantly see all its drivers along with some key statistics. To start, we first convert our dataset into a table by selecting the range, pressing Ctrl-T, and clicking OK. Next, we use the filter function, which is a dynamic array function. We type equals filter, press the tab key to autocomplete, and select our entire dataset as the array. Then, we add a condition by specifying that we only want to include rows where the team column matches McLaren. After closing the parentheses and pressing enter, Excel dynamically filters the data based on our selection. But by selecting a different team, like switching from McLaren to Ferrari, the data will automatically update in real time. Since we now have a dynamic array, we can easily calculate values using the hash sign. For example, to find the average points, we use the average function. After typing equals average, press the tab key to autocomplete, then select the first value in the dataset, e.g. cell G15. Next, add the hash symbol, close the parentheses, and press enter. This ensures the formula dynamically includes all values in the spilled range. Now, let's calculate the minimum grade and maximum points using the same method. For the minimum value, type equals min, select the first value in the range, then add the hashtag symbol, close the parentheses, and press enter. Similarly, for the maximum value, type equals max, select the first value, add the hashtag, close the parentheses, and press enter. This ensures both calculations dynamically adjust with the dataset. Same method as above, we will apply the count function along with the hash symbol. This time, instead of counta, we use count because we want to determine the total number of drivers. Type equals count, select the first value in the range, add the hashtag, close the parentheses, and press enter. This will dynamically update the count based on the dataset. Now that all the data is complete, let's test the dynamic hash. I will change the team from Ferrari to Alpine, and as you can see, the values for average, max, min, and driver count update dynamically in real time. It would be useful to create a data validation for this. First, we need to extract all unique teams. To do this, we type equals unique, hit the tab key. Now we navigate to cell C4 to apply the data validation. Hit the tab key, select all the teams from our dataset, and press enter. This generates a list of unique teams that we can reference in our drop-down list. Go to the Data tab and click on Data Validation. In the settings, choose List as the validation criteria. For the source, instead of manually selecting a fixed range, click inside the input field and select the unique team list. However, a static selection won't update dynamically if new teams are added. To fix this, reference the first unique team cell, e.g. K5, and append the hash symbol to make it dynamic. Click OK. And now the drop-down will automatically update with any newly added teams. If we add a new team, such as Lamborghini, notice that it automatically appears in our unique team list. Now, let's check if it also updates in the Data Validation dropdown. As you can see, it dynamically includes the new team. This works because we use the hash symbol, making the list expand automatically. Without it, the dropdown would be restricted to the initial selection range and wouldn't update with new entries. If you don't want this to be visible, you have a couple of options. You can hide the entire column to keep it out of sight. Alternatively, you can change the fill color to match the background, making it blend in seamlessly. If you want to learn more awesome Excel hacks and dive into an Excel course, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.